Doctor CEO Andy Milne is joining me in studio along with Dr. Michael Mull, who is producer, anchor, and product director of the Hello Doctor TV show. We are going to be talking about the Hello Doctor app, which is being launched all over Africa and in East Asia. Hello.
How you doing, Jen?
Good. How are you guys?
Well, it's not just
well.
the app. The app's just one aspect of it. It's a whole bigger thing, this Hello Doctor thing. We're essentially trying to put a doctor in your pocket in this sense. I mean, South Africa's short of doctors, Asia's short of doctors, and what we're saying is we can bring a doctor to you rather than you come to a doctor, essentially.
This whole concept sounds amazing to me because I'm a hypochondriac. So,
Okay, so we don't want her on there. So don't subscribe.
But how are you going to put a doctor in people's pockets, and a trusted doctor at that? Because, I mean, you get these whacks on the internet who are offering all kinds of tips, health advice, but, you know, it's not always very accurate, and people shouldn't always be following them. So how are we going to get the correct information to people?
No, you're right. I mean, Google is great, and Google knows a whole lot, but Google doesn't know what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
And that's the big issue. Our doctors do, and we have a real sense, and he's done a lot of research on this, that people want to hear from a doctor, a trusted individual, and someone they can really talk to and actually have their questions answered. Google has general responses. What we're saying is talk to a doctor directly and actually get a personal response, a response that's relevant to you, Jennifer, not just to anybody, you know, or to someone of your age or size, etc.
So how does this doctor know what I need? How do we get that information to the doctors in the database?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with taking a step back. So how we structure the services we offer are starting with health education. So there's a ream of functionality in our app on USSD and on the web. So in terms of what Mike said, it's not just an app environment. We know mobile is key. Everyone says that. In emerging markets where we've specialized, is we've come in and said, well, you've got to have a basic solution which has to be USSD based. Apps aren't mainstream at the moment in emerging markets. The broadband isn't there. You have to have an app strategy, but you've got to have a mobile strategy first. And that starts with USSD to app, and then those who are fortunate enough to be able to have internet access on a computer, they can get the same service through the internet. And what we see is that there's an absolute, there's a huge market for good quality health content and health information. That's the starting point, but it needs to be personalized for you. When you then take a step beyond just the educational side, and people want to ask questions, because they do, suddenly they're told about pregnancy, it stimulates more questions, they want to be able to answer it, and they want to talk to a doctor. And we've done research here and in Indonesia which clearly showed that from a virtual relationship point of view, a person's going to trust a doctor more than any other healthcare provider, which makes sense. It's intuitive.
Makes total sense.
So that's what we've done, is we've built the business on saying we'll provide you world-class information that's localized, personalized, and relevant to your circumstances. Written by doctors. And we've got a team of doctors that do that and have specialized in creating content for the right mediums. So our content on Facebook is designed specifically to resonate with that audience. Same with Twitter, onto the apps. And USSD is very different to an app environment. So we built a skill set around putting health content in the right way for the right medium, talking to the right customers. And then at the same time, we've built solutions that say if you want to speak to a doctor or ask a question of a doctor on a text environment, we can also facilitate that. So the product really in our world goes from education and empowering people to know more by knowing more, to giving them doctor access when they need more insight. And then the third part of our product is to start to bring in financial health inclusion. So the launching of insurance products, health savings accounts, and even health loans. So in Kenya, for example, we'll be launching a health loan. So if a person doesn't have enough money to see a doctor or to go to an emergency room, we'll actually facilitate a short-term loan so they can pay for their health care.
Wow.
And that, you know, that's the full spectrum of the product. So that's what we're doing. To your question around ensuring we have the right doctors doing the right services, we've built the operational model like that. And what we do isn't new. In the first world in America, they're 5 or 6 years more advanced than we are. What we've done is we've researched, modeled our product off what's happening in the first world, from an operational point of view, from a product functionality point of view, from a business model perspective. We've looked at what we feel are the best in the first world, but we've adapted our business model and our product suite and our operational model to emerging markets. And our interest in the emerging markets is Southeast Asia and Africa. At least for the next sort of 36 months, that'll be where our focus is.
Yeah, I mean the big vision has been affordable, convenient, easy access to healthcare, regardless of the mobile phone that you have in your hand. Everyone's got a mobile phone,
Yeah.
and that's the connection to this healthcare.